మేడం లక్ష్మి గారు
Is my voice audible?
Very much.
Madam, your voice is audible, but I am unable to see me.
Yes, it is audible.
It is audible, but video is not working, madam. My video is not coming. Some message is coming.
That you have to permit.
Start a video because of the host has stopped it.
Okay. Have you shared the panelist link with them, Govardhan?
That's panelist లో వెళ్ళాము మామూలు దాంట్లో వెళ్ళాము panelist లో వెళ్ళాలి
Madam, video is not working.
Same problem with me also, sir.
No, it didn't work with me also. That's why I came. Just check now.
The host has to allow the video.
Yeah, so that's what is the comment.
Now it is opening.
Now Anil Agarwal came. Now it's came, madam. Thank you.
It is okay.
Okay. So nice to see you all.
Yeah. See you also. Good evening, sir. Sharad Garu.
Good evening, Naresh sir. Good evening.
Good evening, President, sir. Good
Good evening, everybody.
Sharad Garu.
Good evening, sir.
Madam.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
So we'll start off at 4.
I think in next 2 minutes we can start the session.
Yeah, we should. President, sir, with your permission, we'll start at 4:41.
Yes, please. Gelli ji.
Namaste, Ramakant sir.
हाँ नमस्कार साहब नमस्कार.
Namaste.
नमस्ते.
President sir, नमस्कार.
नमस्कार जयदेव जी, चेयरमैन ऑफ ट्रेड एंड कॉमर्स कमेटी.
जब से वीडियो नहीं आ रहा सर, अभी आ गया आपका परमिशन से.
Naturally, president should permit.
Yeah, president should permit, otherwise it won't come.
It won't work.
Mr. Sharad Kumar ji, what about Mr. Sajjana was to join some this event?
Yes, Sajjana, they are all kept on rain duty for the past 3-4 days.
Okay.
So last minute, and Rachakonda Commissioner Mahesh Bhagwat, he said he'll join. He also rang up today. Sir, we are all on total alert now.
Okay.
Night it is supposed to be heavy rain. They are keeping all the police stations alert.
Yes.
So I said, why should we disturb them? Let us do our FIR.
Yes.
We'll call. Physically, we'll call them.
Unprecedented situation, sir.
Physically, we'll call them.
Sir.
Good evening, Jaydev garu.
Good evening, sir, Naresh garu.
Indeed, Naresh, are we prompt or do we wait according to Hyderabad custom of 5 minutes delay?
No, sir. We'll start off on time.
That's what.
I think we should start the session.
Better.
We'll start off now.
Yeah, because I can already see 93, 94 delegates who have already logged in, and once we cross, I think some limit, they'll be able to view us on the YouTube live channel.
Yeah.
So we also have the live recording going on. So a very warm welcome to all of you for the webinar on statutory and other risks to enterprises, how to mitigate. Thank you so much. Our chief guest, Mr. Shri P. Sharad Kumar, partner, Sarath and Associates, chartered accountant, certified fraud examiner, certified forensic accounting professional, and a former civil servant. Thank you so much, sir, for consenting to interact with our members today. Also, welcome to our chair of the Corporate Law and IBC Committee, Mr. Naresh Chandra Geli, co-chair Ms. Tasneem Sharif, and also our chair for the Trade, Commerce and Forum of Affiliated Association Committee, Mr. Veela Jaydev. So, it's your initiative that you have curated this program, and we were also kind of overwhelmed to see the responses received from our members. I believe we crossed around 380 registrations already by then. So I'm sure that, the ones who can log in today can, and then also from the YouTube channel, they can see the live recording of the program. We also believe that while risk-taking is a fundamental drive force in business and entrepreneurship, I think the cost of risk management failure is still often underestimated internally and externally. And I think with this background, our committees have come together with this program. So I would not take much time and request our President, Sri Ramakant Inani, to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, CEO Khyati. It gives me great pleasure to extend my warm welcome to today's speaker, CA Mr. P. Sharad Kumar, PA Naresh Chandra Geli, Chair Corporate Laws and IBC Committee, FTCCI, Sri Veela Jaydev, Chair Trade, Commerce and Forum of Affiliate Associations Committee, FTCCI, Ms. Tasneem Sharif, Co-Chair Corporate Laws and IBC Committee, FTCCI, Ms. Khyati, CEO, FTCCI, Management Committee members, past presidents of FTCCI and members of FTCCI, participants. I extend my hearty welcome to all the participants of today's webinar. The risk of dealing with government has exponentially grown in the past few years for the enterprises. Business, especially post-COVID-19, is changing rapidly. Apart from the government regulations, geopolitical, regulatory, legal, and compliance risks continue to present challenges in the enterprises around the globe. Old reactive ways of managing compliance risk might lead to organizations to fall behind the competition or leave them exposed to larger regulatory or reputational risks apart from huge penalties and fines than they never ever expected. Also, in an increasingly regulated world, organizations are facing greater scrutiny than ever. The tax collecting departments and investigative agencies are also analyzing the digital footprints left in various online platforms. Therefore, with the continuously evolving governance, risk management, and compliance landscape, compliance officers need to keep pace. As new regulations emerge, they need to be ready with appropriate training programs to get their staff updated on new regulations and re-educate them about the changes to the existing one. Segregation of duties is an important component of internal control that can reduce the risk of fraud from occurring. Documentation is another internal control that can help fraud. Compliance management and other risk management are critical as they pose a threat not only to an organization's financial standing but also to its reputational standing. I am confident that our today's learned speaker, Mr. P. Sharad Kumar, with his vast experience of investigation, fraud containment, and preventive risk management, is going to take us through the live cases and steps to avoid such pitfalls. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ramakant Inani. We also have our Senior Vice President, Mr. Bhaskar Reddy, and our Vice President, Mr. Anil Agarwal, who's joined us. So good afternoon to both of you and welcome for this program. And I now request our Chair of the Corporate Law and IBC Committee, Mr. Naresh Chandrageli, to kindly deliver the introductory remarks.
President of Federation of Telangana Chambers of Commerce and Industry, Sri Ramakant Inani ji, Senior Vice President, Sri K. Bhaskar Reddy garu, Vice President, Sri Anil Agarwal ji, Sri Meela Jaydev garu, Chairman of Trade, Commerce and Forum of Affiliate Associations Committee, Ms. Khyati, CEO of FTCCI, Speaker of the Day, Sri P. Sharad Kumar garu, my senior in the profession, past presidents, MC members, members of Corporate Law Committee, and Commerce, Trade and Commerce for the year 2021, members of FTCCI, guests, invitees, participants from various parts of India, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to each one of you. At the outset, I would like to welcome each one of you to this first webinar of corporate laws of FTCCI, and I'm grateful to the speaker, CA Sharad Kumar, for being the speaker of the first webinar for this year. I also acknowledge the opportunity given by the President, Sri Ramakant Inani ji, to me by allowing me to be the chairman of this committee for the second year, and also for retaining the previous committee members for this year as well. We as a team are keen on making this committee a very vibrant and plan to have a variety of events by inviting regulators, speakers of professional background, organize training programs on independent directors, webinars on topics like board meetings, AGMs, and many more. Also, webinars would be held on IBC as it is an emerging area for a quick resolution on funding agencies. I'd like to take this opportunity to invite all the non-members of FTCCI to join this great institution as member, which has a great mission statement. The mission statement point 1 is the main function is to promote and protect the interest of trade, commerce, and industry. 2, during its long and checkered history of more than 100 years, the Federation has been actively engaged in building up rapport with government at local, state, and central levels, with the objectives of the Federation being to establish, to promote, and protect the interest of trade, commerce, and industry in the state of Telangana, with the support of point number 1 is to consider all questions relating to trade, commerce, industry, and initiate or support necessary action of connections therewith. 2, to collect and disseminate statistical and other information to provide awareness about the commercial and economic knowledge. 3, to keep the members updated about the economic issues, deal with the commercial queries, or establish contract with specialists as an a platform for supply and demand, and also pave the way for new businesses. For members who would like to join, I would request you to please visit the website of ftcci.in. Now, coming to today's topic, statutory and other risks to business enterprise, how to mitigate. CA Sharad Kumar garu will share his rich experience and also the role each one of us can play in ensuring that we can avoid the consequences of non-compliance. I once again take this opportunity welcoming each one of you, and thank you for joining in such large numbers of more than 400 registrations for this important webinar. Thank you very much. Maybe.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Naresh Chandra Geli, and we also take pride in having you as one of our the very prestigious expert as a chair for the committee. And thank you so much also for promoting the membership drive to the non-members. I now invite Mr. Meela Jaydev, Chair of the Trade, Commerce and Forum of Affiliated Association Committee of the FTCCI, to kindly introduce our speaker.
Very good evening, sir. Sharat Kumar, sir. And President sir and Naresh Chandra Gelli and Senior Vice President and Anil Agarwal ji. Thank you very much. And see me, P. Sharat Kumar is the Chartered Accountant and he is the Senior Partner of Sharat Associates and 30 years of old Chartered Accountant firm. He is a 38 years of professional experience, has a degree in law, is a certified fraud examiner and certified forensic accounting professional. He is a former civil servant. His specialization in financial strategy, restructuring, professional and financial management regarding flag studies, forensics, investigations, and preventive fraud risk management. Tracing the diverted frauds and hidden assets, benami assets, loan evasion cases, and financial fraud investigations are some of the core strengths. He is the member of Internal Audit Committee of Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanams. He is a recipient of letter of appreciation and lapella pin from Secretary General Interpol. He is a recipient of VSC Lifetime Dedication of Vigilance Award conferred upon the Central Vigilance Commissioner. He has addressed the first and second, third global Interpol conferences held CBI headquarters, New Delhi, on the topics. Tracking up the proceeds of corruption using of forensic financial audits, trials, and best parties for the investigation companies. He is a member of the Audit Advisory Board, C&AG, AP, Telangana State, and Orissa. He is the advisor to the Minister of Home Affairs on matters of anti-money laundering and economic crimes. He is the advisor to CBI and regular visiting faculty at CBI Academy on matters of investigation on anti-corruption and economic offense cases of using forensic accounting and methodologies. He was involved in a back-to-back forensic audit and investigation of the Satyam computer scam and behalf the both CID and AP Police and CBI. He is currently conducting forensic audit for the CBI and Sharda case. Complete financial forensic audit Kingfisher Airlines case is also handled currently by him for CBI. He conducts regular forensic audits and SEBI and Enforcement Directorate and National Investigation Agency and Mumbai Police on the matters of financial frauds and money laundering and related economic offences.
Jaydev sir, there is enough for them. Basic background is given. There is a long one I have given. So many things.
Sir, I am surprising. For studying time, I am taking this much time. For doing the work, sir, how much time he is spending, that I am surprising.
Yeah. 61 years, sir.
Okay, sir. I am concluding now. He has earlier advised the government of Maldives and senior officers, UN organization against drugs and crime of setting up an anti-corruption missionary and trained officers. He is a regular visiting of faculty of various forms of ICAI, SVP, and National Police Academy. And he is a vigilance and anti-fraud advisor to various PSU banks and private sector entities. He is addressed to more than 500 lectures in various forms about the subjects including Mumbai, Delhi, Pune, Nagpur Police, and SBI staff and HAL, ECL, BDL, Midani. It is, I think so many is not missed here also. It is so much sir is doing well. I'm presenting, sir. Thank you very much, sir. It's a very excellent you are doing, sir. Thank you for the nation also, sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Meela Jaydev. And over to Mr. Kumar now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jaydev Garu, for the warm introduction. Sri Ramakant Inani ji, my good friend Naresh Kelly, for coordinating this. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to share with you certain experiences of mine in the past 38 years to keep you risk-free. It is not possible to keep you totally risk-free, but risk mitigation is the word I have chosen to use today. Before starting the session proper, I will take 2-3 minutes of preamble. Many a time, we don't know what risk we are running. My orientation today to you to tell you what risk you are running and what mitigation you can do, number one. Number two, the government, particularly this government from 2014 onwards, is going more into the mode of empowering investigation and enforcement agencies so that the transparency in business dealings will come. It is a good, ideologically, it is very good. Unfortunately, it is resulting in more and more criminal cases on the business entities, which we have not seen earlier post-independence at all. Keeping that in mind, I devised the session today, and the credit entirely goes to Mr. Naresh Kelly for really chasing me, making me agree, and if at all anybody is benefited by today's session, you should thank Naresh Kelly, not me. I can proudly say so, Naresh, my good friend. Now let us start the session. Can you screen share? Just a minute, please. I'm sharing the screen. Is my screen visible, and Naresh? Naresh, is my screen visible?
Yeah, visible, sir.
Right. Thank you very much. So, statutory and other risks and for enterprises, how to mitigate, that is the session today. I request all the members who are logged in to feel free to interrupt me. Question answer session, I will spare time in the end. And at the same time, feel free to interrupt me wherever it is. I believe this is very, very important thing. Risk comes from knowing what you are doing. Nowadays, this coupled with the next, this is quoted by Warren Buffett. Risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. If you know what you are doing, risk will not be there, or risk will be mitigated. That coupled with, this is my favorite slide. Earlier, Naresh knows when we are all students, knowledge is power. We are proud to tell you, I know this much. Today, in this risky world, we should know what we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. Hence, we should know that we don't know what is all there to know. If you don't know the risks, how do you tackle them? Isn't it? So we don't know what we don't know is one slide I see every day in the morning. So that I learn that day something there new to know about it. Just this is a preamble. Bear with me for about 10 slides to give you orientation through theoretical portion. Now, risk categorization can be, this is again theory, source-based, internal risk, external risk. Internal employee fraud is an internal risk. Okay, sabotage is an internal risk. Okay, external risk is political risk, flood risk, anything, various factors. Nature-based, of course, controllable, uncontrollable. Status-based, depends on whether it is before or after any risk treatment or mitigation. Inherent, many a time, you don't even know that the risk is occurring right now. For example, I can hack the computer of Mr. Jaydev and I know what all he is typing on his computer screen. I'm not exaggerating, sir. I can see what you are typing or what you are viewing in the evening also, post-dinner. Okay, but you don't know I am in your computer. That means you don't know whether I am in or not. Inherent and residual risk, consequence-based risk, strategic, operational, reputational risk, customer risk, finance, law, regulatory, technology, management and KMP risk. These are all only indication, theoretical portion. I'm just sharing with you. Now, in business compulsions are there. You know, there is a cost of doing business. There is a process of doing business. There is a risk of doing business. There is a headache of doing business also. Isn't it, sir? Everybody asks me, I'm married for 38 years. Sir, do you know perfect marriage? According to me, there is a good marriage, there is no perfect marriage. There is no perfect way of running the business. There is a good way of running the business. Am I right, Naresh? So there is no perfection. In business, operational control, access and sabotage with IT help, cyber security failures, weak operational controls. Suppose in many companies I have seen, there is no maker-checker concept. The cashier is the bill approving authority and bill paying authority also. He deals cash also. So he is likely to indulge in fraud. The MD calls him on and off, ad hoc, takes 50,000, goes away. This fellow also will be taking away money on and off. You don't even know that is happening. Weak operational controls. Then indulgence in unethical, illegal activities, bribery of government officials to gain managed business, to complete your assessments, which is a fact of life. I am very, very candid and talking frankly. Illegal financing activities, regulatory violations, misuse of loans, tax avoidance bordering evasion, taking a chance with tax planning, and legal non-compliances resulting in plant closures, financial penalty for environmental damages, cancellations of licenses, allocations, prosecutions, etc. This is only an illustrative list. What I am trying to tell, the business environment is very, very challenging, and you have to work in this environment of factors affecting your health and well-being. Unless you know these factors and familiarize yourself with, your ability to deal with the risk is not there. Organization will be a failure when the top management fails in assessing the risks. Now, fraudulent incidents on corporates is happening. In the recent times, India is witnessing the highest incidents of reported frauds on the corporates. As per the recent Kroll annual fraud report, about 89% of the company executives reported that they were victim of fraud in the past year, as against 68% in the immediate preceding year. Sir, 89%. That means only 11% companies are fortunate enough not to get affected by the fraud. What are the frauds they faced? This is the percentage. Theft of physical asset, misappropriation of assets, IP theft, privacy or counterfeiting, market collusion, corruption and bribery. Most common targets are what? Customer database and weeing away. I have seen it's very, very common in large companies to get hold of their sales personnel, pay them extra money, divert the orders to their own company from the company of the salesperson who is working. This is coming to, in 55%. So this is the time to watch your internal sales motivations and protocols. Then employee manipulation. I manipulate your employee by paying bribe to him and take benefit of your company by my virtue of that. Bill, I supply 2 items. Okay, I'll put invoice for 3 items. Simply I have to manage 2 people, gate pass and the purchase manager. Simply by doing that, I'll get paid by for 3 items instead of 2 items. I'll share the extra money received with the employees who are helping me. Whereas management is not at all even aware this is happening. Trade secret dealing, this is only indicative thing I have given. But the most important point in this slide for my colleagues here is 89% of the companies reported as against 68 earlier. I'm sure next year it will be 95% without doubt. So let us be cautious. Let us not take things for granted in presuming that all is well. You know, I always quote this, my dear friends. You all remember there is one famous movie dialogue called All is Well. Naresh, can you tell me what is the movie? All is Well is the famous dialogue. All is Well. All is Well is a famous dialogue of three idiots. If you think all is well, you will become one of the 3. So all is not well. In fact, my wife jokes with me, Sharath, you see fraud everywhere. I say, I see God and fraud everywhere, provided I look for them. God and fraud are everywhere. Only thing is you have to look for them. You find God and fraud everywhere. You will not miss it. So now I'm not going into this thing. There are two types of enterprise frauds that are by the entity. The enterprise is indulging in fraud and against the enterprise. I'm not covering by the entity today. Okay, that is not the subject matter. It is a subject matter of the investigations I conduct. Now, in my observation, in my investigation experience, at least in the last 10 years, I wanted to make this slide and share with you what did I observe. Our observations in various investigations of financial frauds indicated following common practices by enterprises, almost with 90% certainty. Only 10% are beyond this slide. What are they? Bank loan frauds and tax evasion frauds. Almost everywhere. Bogus asset creation, booking bogus expenses, and enriching the management, recycling and evergreening. That means you all know what is recycling and evergreening. Most of you are familiar. Recycling is nothing but, you know, recycling of paper, waste paper, and recycling of water. A rupee can be recycled. You can make same rupee can look like 10 rupees by rotating it so many times. That is recycling. It is happening rampantly now to get higher bank loans. Share price manipulations. A lot of listed companies are indulging in that. And incidentally, I investigate a lot of cases for SEBI listed companies. Non-refund and diversion of public deposits. Financial statement manipulation. Simplest fraud, almost 95% of the companies do at one point of time or other, is submitting higher stock position to a bank for higher drawing power. At some point of time, 95% of the companies I interacted with, either as a part of investigation or a part of audit, I observed they submit stock statements which are stated over and above what is existing. This is a part of financial statement manipulation. And hiding liabilities. What is hiding liability? Why should anybody hide liability? For example, I'm searching for matches for my daughter. Both my daughters are incidentally married. A boy comes and tells me, sir, I'm an IIT Mumbai graduate. I'm working as a project manager in Infosys. I have a 5 crores worth of bangla. And I am driving a bench car. In fact, he's taking me for lunch in the same bench car. Okay, very good. I checked up in IIT. He's working in Infosys and I checked up the bangla. I'm very happy. We wish to believe what we want to believe. We want to believe what we wish to believe, both ways. So the other part of half truth he didn't tell me is he joined Infosys with a bogus IIT degree, and Infosys detected it and asked him to leave without filing a case with 2 months no pay notice. And there is a 4.5 crore loan on the house of 5 crores and he's not repaying it and the bank is about to seize it. Same is the case with bench car. Had he told me about the liabilities and the misdeeds, I never even consider him for the match. Am I right, Naresh? So because he has hidden the liabilities, his ratios are so appealing, his financial position is so good, I join him. It's very easy to hide liabilities also. That is a separate session, not today. And asset stripping. In case the company is not doing well and going for resolution process or bankruptcy or liquidation, asset stripping. These are the things that are happening. 9-10 issues are happening in 95% of the companies. The rest of the companies are doing so many other things, but this I thought I'll share with you. Now, this is a EY bribery corruption survey done in India. There, the survey revealed that infrastructure, real estate, metals, mining, aerospace and defense, power and utilities are most corrupt sectors in the country, in our India. Okay, these are perceived as most corrupt. So whoever is doing business in these areas, whether you like it or unfortunately, you may be considered as a, like Tulsi tree in a Ganjai one. So you will be considered that you are indulging in fraud. Perceived as most corrupt are infrastructure, metal mining, aerospace, defense, power utilities, perceived as corrupt: telecom, oil and gas, technology, financial services. Least corrupt are pharmaceutical, retail, other manufacturing. Making government-funded projects, large contracts, obtaining licenses, procurement frauds, movement of personnel, sales, advertising, promotional expenses, use of third parties, event of grant sponsored, counterfeiting, use of distributors, complex supply chain. These are all reasons for sector-wise corruption in these areas. I'm just sharing with you the broad. As I told you, another 2-3 slides theoretical portion. But nevertheless, this is very important for the people who are working in this sector. They have to be a little extra cautious and careful to prove that they are clean than the other sectors. That's the moot point. Factors enabling violations. In addition to the bribery and corruption prevalent in all industries, companies in the above sectors face a number of specific risks. Obtaining planning permissions and licenses is a process that can be open to abuse. You know, nowadays I'm very candid. There are many places. You go for a municipal permission for construction of your factory. Can you get the permission without payment of money? Almost nil. If you say nobody ever paid for building permission, he is very, very lucky or he is lying. Either he is lucky or he is lying. Either one of them. And the use of subcontractors, funding developing economies also result in many interactions with government officials. Wherever the interactions with government agencies is more, the likelihood of indulging in bribery and corruption are much, much more. They are certainly not immune, but the percentage varies from government to private sector very largely. The use of subcontractors and consultants also increasing the risk of third parties soliciting bribes. Joint ventures are also one of the reasons, which is normally joint ventures between private and public participation is resulting in the private party indulging in whiling away the properties of the joint venture is coming to notice in a large scale of late. Factors enabling violations to continue. Negotiations concerning additions to specific projects and cost overruns are critical. In most of the PSUs, any entity enterprise dealing with PSU contracts, it is a common factor to see cost overrun bill submitted. Wherever cost overrun bill is submitted, there is a likelihood of the negotiation of the concerned officer who is admitting and approving the cost overrun bill. You have to be very, very careful. In CBI, a policy decision is taken to watch wherever cost overruns are there, watch the company and the officer, whoever is approving that, with a fine-tooth comb. This is an indication to you where you have to be careful. I'll tell you, coupled with that, how your communications can be hacked very easily. The risk you run will be visible to you once I come to ensuing slides. Okay, these negotiations offer opportunities for consultants of the clients to attempt to leverage payments. Many contracts are large and decision-making process can sometimes be concentrated in the hands of small number of, you remember this word, sir, politically exposed persons. My dear friends, any industry and business, wherever you are dealing with PEPs, politically exposed persons, take it for granted that you will be under higher scrutiny in future time about your dealings for reasons best known to you. Please take care today to avoid problems tomorrow. That is one of the biggest risks and vulnerabilities enterprises are facing in dealing with politically exposed persons or handling politically exposed persons for getting the contracts and getting the payments released. I hope I am very clear, Naresh. This is happening rampantly. So many cases are coming for investigation. Unfortunately, you can't do business without interacting with them. But for interactions with them, the enterprises are landing in trouble. We are prosecuting them today for what is done quite some time back, 4 or 5 years back.
Yeah.
Of course, organized crime networks exploit labor-intensive sectors such as construction and infrastructure. You do a road contract in an extremist-prone area, a left-oriented area, the demands will be made. You have to pay to the local fellow, which is a common practice. You don't bat an eyelid to do that, but there are risks involved in that also. So general risk factors to organizations are indulged by organizations are, without knowing the risks involved, are fraudulent financial reporting. That means, what is fraudulent financial reporting? It starts with a simple overstatement of stock statement to a bank. Once you overstate the stock statement, by the end of the year, you have to match your purchases to the stocks you are showing. Once you have to match the purchases, you book the bogus purchases. To book the bogus purchases, you open LCs and bogus lorry receipts will be there. The cycle, once it starts, since you have to complete the loop, it will force you more and more deeper into the mud. You can't escape. So the best part of it, if I lie to my wife once, I have to lie twice, thrice, 4 times to sustain the first lie. If I don't lie to my wife and confess to her whatever misdeed I have done, I need not lie. It will end there. That is my suggestion to you all. That's what I learned also. Okay. Related party transactions. Of late, there are severe penalties leviable for related party transactions not done at the arm length listing, and me and Naresh Kelly are forced to report related party transactions in the audit report. So in the year end, we have done the related party transaction not at arm length price, but at a favorable price. You will come and pester me not to write. If I am not reporting in my audit report, both of us go inside for supporting you. So people, enterprises, I strongly suggest and recommend that you should be very, very, very careful in related party transactions. Related party transactions go into a wider definition rather than the company law definition, because in criminal investigations, the related party definition of company law is not adopted. It will be adopted on a broader scale to prove that you indulged in a fraud to divert and benefit your related party. We are prosecuting many cases like that, sir. So please note the point that the related party transaction as defined under Companies Act and our guidelines for audit are entirely different from criminal investigations. Am I clear, sir?
Yes.
Yeah. Naresh, it is okay. I hope it is relevant to you all.
Yeah. They're very important for every business, sir.
Yeah, good. Then procurement fraud. In procurement fraud can be 2 ways. It is a double-edged knife. You procure for 100 rupees and book 150 rupees, then you are indulging in fraud. You are procuring at 100 rupees. The fellow who is supplying to you by manipulating your gate pass and your procurement department will supply for 70 rupees and bill you for 100 rupees. That is a fraud that cuts into your entity. Both frauds, there is a way of controlling them, and I'll share with you the details how to do that. I'm only giving a orientation to you today, what is the fraud like. Then payroll fraud. It's a common factor I observed, my dear friends, to keep ghost employees and consultants in many companies. Today, due to lack of TDS and GST consultancy, etc., there is a cross-verification system and companies are getting caught very badly in this. And I suggest you to revisit your earlier practices. Once again, I'm telling you, you succeeded in doing something and getting away earlier. That doesn't mean that you will get away today and tomorrow. That's the point I'm trying to tell you. Tax evasion and money laundering, I'll cover in detail. Fraudulent expense claims. This is very frequently done, as long as it is done within the expenses, reasonable level, it is okay. As long as once it crosses reasonable level, it will be caught. It is like going to a movie. I'm ogling at a very good heroine dancing. Ogling is okay, not aspiring for her. My wife will excuse me ogling, not the aspiration. So the limitation is expenses within the reasonable limit and unreasonable limit. Overvaluation of assets, misappropriation assets, these are happening in all the cases without knowing. Normally, why do I overvalue the assets? I overvalue assets simply. I'll purchase a capital equipment worth 10 crores. I'll take a bill for 10.5 crores. so that the 50 lakhs I will not eat away. I will show that 50 lakhs as my equity invested by me. You think that you have not just taken away the money, but it's a crime, it's a fraud, it is prosecuted successfully. Similarly, misappropriation of assets is using company assets for the personal gain and transferring away. While above may serve a short-term purpose, consequential effect would also be very severe, resulting in unpleasant scenarios much later. Not now, much later. After 5 years, you cannot justify your action or inaction in these circumstances. Please note it, sir. I hope, Naresh, permit me, I am sounding very candid about the business practices. It's appreciated, I hope. Nobody should blame.
No, sir. I think you are bang on. There is no problem there.
Yeah, okay. Then otherwise, they should not blame Naresh. Kisko lekha hai aisa bolke.
Not at all, sir. No problem.
Inani sahab knows me anyway. Okay, right. Now, vulnerability analysis. We have to look at ourselves. I can lie to you. I can't lie to myself. I know there is a vulnerability. If I accept the vulnerability, then I rectify it. If I don't accept it, I can't rectify. Corporates would be doing different variety of activities wherein they interact with several inside and outside persons, firms, corporates, statutory authorities. Due precautions to be taken in this regard, and one should always safeguard the company adequately, and shortcut would result in unpleasant, unwarranted situations in future. Once again, I'm emphasizing what you do today, you will be leaving permanent footprints which will be questioned after 4 or 5 years, wherein you can never justify at all. When you look back, then you feel bad or sad. Why did I do that at the time? Okay, sir. Typically, 110 to 125 statutory enactments will apply to business enterprise depending on nature of the business, geographical presence, and other related factors. How many of you, friends who are participating in this webinar now, know all these statutory enactments where you are supposed to comply as a CEO or KMP of a company? I'm sure none. I don't remember all. I know. If I see, I'll remember. But nobody remembers all 120. So if I want to hit you for some reason, I can come to you, hit you under any of the 110, 125, 110 statutes, 100. It is also quite possible that one even is not aware that there is a particular enactment or the provisions are applicable to them. For example, sometime back in Jubilee Hills, they kept a one-way. I have not seen the board. I was traveling on that road for 10 years. So I went, the police fellow stopped. Sir, this is one way. I said, I don't know. I can't see every board on the road I travel every day. He said, no, sir, you violated, he levied a penalty on me. Can I claim to him I didn't see the board? It is his powers under statute to put that board and levy penalty on me. If I don't see the board, it is my mistake, not his mistake. Remember that. So law is more powerful than you think they are. There is no, your ignorance is no justification of not knowing the law. Now, arrest powers. Now, everybody is enjoying, everybody is enjoying arrest power. One day, I was in Delhi. I was doing some major case in SFIO. SFIO, the then DG, he is my Sishya. I trained him also. They were clamoring for power of arrest. When I was there, the first arrest was made, Bhushan Steel's people. They brought them to SFIO office in Shastri Bhavan, not Shastri Bhavan, that Paryavan Bhavan. They didn't know what to do with that fellow. They don't know what to do with this fellow. Ultimately, they have to request the nearest police station, take them and keep them in the night in a security cell of the police station so that they'll get back in the morning. So every agency wants for romantic purposes who came to his wife or girlfriend that I have a power of arrest so that he can collect more money from you by threatening you. They all are vested with power of arrest today, unfortunately. Income Tax Act and GST, where the demand is more than 2 crores. Demand is not liability, sir. Remember, my dear friends here, I'm talking about the word demand. Demand is not an established liability. It is subject to dispute. But the moment the demand crosses certain threshold, he can come and arrest you and imprison you also, apart from prosecution. So what he will do? Hey, kya bhai? Kya karna? Bolo. Bolo. Kya bolna? Sir, please release me. No, you know what to do. You know what to do. I don't want to go on public forum more than this. The threat of arrest is being misused by the agencies. Company law, SFIO, ESI, EPF, PF, all can get you arrested. I have seen many managements not responding to the summons issued by ESI, EPF, etc. Please take care. There is one act which is very, very low-lying act which can come and hit you. I have seen many large company managements arrested by PF agencies for not responding to the summons. Please. Similarly, customs and DRI are vested with powers. Those who are dealing with those goods, dealing under custom imports, exports, and DRI, FEMA, and POMLA, I will deal with a bit elaborately because it is essential for my friends here to know about POMLA. What is POMLA, sir? Prevention of Money Laundering Act. You are a normal, ordinary, God-fearing businessman. What do you have to do with money laundering? Money laundering, according to many people, including educated CEOs of the company, means I send black money to overseas, foreign, and bring it back as investment. The foreign element is essential in money laundering. It is not essential. I will share with you now. Changing regulatory environment. Companies Act is one of the major steps. The Act prescribes greater responsibility and increasing accountability for KMPs and directors, independent directors and auditors, all three. Independent directors are no longer as safe as they were. It goes beyond professional liability for fraud and extension of personal liability, prescribing penalties for directors, key management personnel, auditors, and employees. And also, power of prosecution. Simply to state, it has put enormous responsibility on the people handling the company for ensuring that proper system processes and controls are there, failing which you can be prosecuted. There are various sections which prescribe penalty and imprisonment or both. Stricter punishment. SFIO prosecutes you under Companies Act only. SFIO imprisons you, arrests you under Companies Act. SFIO imprisons you under Companies Act. Companies Act is very, very, very dangerous today and fraught with bigger risks. Please note, all of you, 90% of you are running companies. Please, and professionals, my colleagues, chartered accountants, etc., and financial professionals dealing with the companies are also bought into the penal provisions now. Please read them carefully. Don't think that flood will affect only one area and not your locality. When it comes to every part of the locality, not including you. This is a common perception, Naresh. I see, मेरा बाजू घर में चोरी हुआ. I feel my house is safe. मेरा घर में नहीं होता. No, sir. Chori will not happen every day. It will happen once in 10 saal only. So nobody is immune, sir. And winds of change relating to fraud deterrence are mounting non-performing assets which are supposed to have structured checking monitoring mechanism, alarming levels of fraudulent cases being reported year on year, both in numbers and amount involved. Whoever would have thought ILFS will indulge in fraud? I have investigated Sachem. I felt very, very sad to sit with the gentleman who put AP on the IT map of the country and world. Very pleasant man, but indulged in fraud. Whoever believed you would have done that? Tightening of several legislations like POMLA, FEMA, etc. Increased number of seizures being done by enforcement agencies. Increased vigilance mechanism against corporates in media, print, electronic, and social. India entering into treaties with several hitherto tax haven countries for exchange of information, resulting in more gathering of money laundering cases and corporate frauds. Earlier, suppose somebody has hidden money abroad. Now Vijay Mallya case I handled. He has hidden money abroad. Thanks to the new treaties of exchange of information, we identified all the assets. That's why he is coming forward and offering to pay some 10,000 to 12,000 crores now. Had he done that, there would not have been any criminal case at all. So data sharing is very, very, very happening in a big way, which is putting you at big risk earlier. You got my point, sir? Like mobile phone, I can see you will never switch off your location indicator. I can know where you are moving with your mobile phone. You can lie to me that you are at such and such place. I know where you are actually is. It's pretty easy. There are simple softwares for that to know where Naresh Kelly is. Naresh may tell me, sir, I am busy in FAPC, whereas I know where he is. Easily I can catch him. You can come to me, I'll show you.
I have seen it, sir.
Okay. Remember this, Naresh, next time when you tell me.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Right. Now, footprints usually checked up in investigation of criminal cases and misnomers of the corporate KMPs and directors. The following footprints are usually left, which are picked up for further investigation. I popularly call them indelible imprints, indelible footprints. What are they? Bank operations, IT returns, ROC returns, GST returns, minute books, emails, business correspondence, VAT, GST returns, social media, business travel, related party transactions. Tell me, anybody can hazard a guess. People are very, very casual in recording the minutes. They'll entrust it to not to a competent company secretary. They entrust it to some accountant fellow. I have seen hilarious minutes which resulted in successful prosecution of many directors. Poor people, they have not even bothered to read the minutes and signed blindly on the minutes book, and it resulted in successful prosecution and imprisonment. If you want me to fix anybody, just give me their minutes books. Almost anybody in the company I'll fix. No, I'm not exaggerating. I'm telling from practical experiences.
No, that's true, sir. That's true.
So please spare some time to go through the minutes books and IT returns, emails. Emails also, let us discuss elaborately. I'm just leaving this footprint. Can you, any of you, tell me, my dear friends, which of these footprints you can erase successfully? Which of these footprints you can erase? Bank operations, IT returns, ROC returns, minutes books, emails, business correspondence, VAT, GST returns, social media, business travel, related party transaction. None. You can delete an email. I'll retrieve it. In Sachem case, we retrieved deleted emails. In Kingfisher case, we retrieved deleted emails of Vijayam, and that proved to be evidence before the court of law. The judge, Mrs. Amma Ethanbot, agreed with that emails. Okay. So don't think that you are not leaving a footprint. Somebody is watching you. Earlier I used to tell God is watching you. Now, other than God, many agencies are watching you. Please remember that, sir. Including, statutory risk. Earlier, when book entries were made or rotation of money was implemented for inflows and outflows, immediate risk which was perceived was income tax liability for unexplained income and unexplained expenditure, if detected, was resorted as a calculated risk. Am I right, Naresh? What do? I do invest 5 crores capital, 10 crores loan, 5 crores is disbursed. I'll give 2 crores loan as advance to some machinery supply fellow. I'll bring back that as a further capital rotation. I don't use any money personally. I bought it back to company. Now, with the changed implementation of the POMLA, this wider definition of POMLA, these transactions are being booked for the offense of money laundering, so that the ambit and scope have widened. A simply over-invoicing of the money in X entity, I am A entity, I am over-invoicing the money through X entity, I am giving that money to Y entity. Z entity, Z is investing in my share capital. All three of us can be booked for money laundering and facilitation. Though I have not used any money for diversion of funds. Evidence of diversion of funds for personal gain is not essential to book such cases. It is not essential. I can prove to you that the entire 100 crores out of 100 crore, 10 crores I rotated, bought back to company, invested. I have not used a single rupee, sir. Still, you can be booked successfully under POMLA, Prevention of Money Laundering Act. How can I book? I'll tell you. Entrepreneurs are under the false notion that money laundering applies only to international transactions. It is equally applicable to within the country transactions also. And a chartered accountant friend who is certifying both the companies of the facilitator and the originator will also be booked as a facilitator, and surprisingly facilitator also will be equally booked. There is no diminishing of the sentence for facilitator. In many bank fraud cases, initially the complaint is to CBI bank fraud cell, who investigated as per provisions of IPC and CRPC. But whereas this flow of transactions between entities and round tripping is suspected, these are being referred to ED under POMLA. These are now being investigated by ED for tracing the proceeds of crime, and assets are being attached, including the personal assets of the entities, and arrests are being done by them also separately. CBI arrested you. CBI arrest you, came out on bail. ED will come and arrest again. Second time bail will not come. Why? Simply because I gave excess billing invoice to X for 2 crores more. The 2 crores went to my other sister concern, and my sister concern invested in my company. I have not personally utilized a single rupee of 2 crores. But by this, what I have achieved, I overvalued of my asset of 10 crores at 12 crores. I have overshown my capital of 10 crores into 12 crores, which is a clear case of money laundering. One of the beautiful explanation given by one entrepreneur recently is, sir, I have not personally gained anything. You can't prosecute me under PMLA. There are 3 acts in the country. My dear friends, note this. You have to face and the agency and prove that you are innocent. The 3 acts are, first is POMLA. Once a prima facie case is booked, you have to prove that you are innocent. 2, attempt to outrage the modesty of a woman or sexual offense. You have to prove that you are innocent. 3, SC/ST atrocity case. You have to prove you are innocent. In these 3 acts, it is for the accused. Guilty is not the question, to prove that he is innocent. Very, very difficult, very difficult. Be very careful. Consciously, I am not covering these things. A lot of corporate head honchos are booked in the 2 categories also for obvious reasons. Where in one particular case, the contract bill is not paid by the managing director. That gentleman goes and books SC/ST atrocity case on him. Simple. Simple. Similarly, in case of a promotion or a suspension, the other case which I mentioned is booked. So be very careful. World is not hunky-dory as it was. Don't think I am negative, sir. I am very, very jovial, fun-loving and happy man. I am only sharing with you what all I have seen. Where threats are realistic.
Rich experience.
With rich experience, sir. Fortunately, it didn't happen to me so far. Fortunately. No, I am lucky. Don't say I am great. Fortunately. So these are the cases where bank accounts are suddenly credited and debited with monies and reversed back. However, it transpired that these inflows are coming from one account and reversal is going to another account, whereas you are only conduit. You can be facilitated for money laundering. Suppose Naresh says, Sab Sharat company, I am telling he is my good friend. He is sending to me by check, by RTGS. I am taking that money and giving to 10 crores to other company. Do you perceive any risk for me? You don't perceive any risk because it is a bank transaction. No. If it is a overvaluation coming through me, I will squarely come under the definition of facilitator for money laundering. I will be booked. I can't say that Naresh Kelly is my friend, sir. I simply received, I did not use a single rupee, sir. I received 10 crores and forwarded 10 crores, sir. I did not keep more than half day, sir. Nothing. You are a facilitator, you are booked. Gone. Yeah, very good amount of vigilance is required before we accept equity inflows from unknown sources. Many people come and tell me, sir, I am getting equity from so-and-so PEP. Who is PEP? Huh?
Politically exposed person.
Yeah, after 5 years there is a case. You can be booked as a facilitator. So many things are happening. So I know one PEP case where individuals received money from the PEP's account, separate account of the PEP belonging to his other company, and these individuals invested them in the PEP company as equity capital. So will you come under the definition of facilitator or not? I receive money from another entity belonging to PEP. I invest on the request of PEP as equity. I am a beneficiary. You may say I don't have money. No, you are a shareholder. In the event shares are sold, you will get the money, not the PEP. So I will book you as a facilitator. So don't accept unnecessary transactions, credit and debit into your account, please. This will squarely come under the definition of money laundering. If anybody wants more details, I can share with you separately. As I told you and Naresh told you, it is only orientation today, just orientation, sir. I'm giving real risks and perceived risks both. Now, this is another important area. Just a minute. As I told you, casual stock statements submitted to the bank maintaining the limits and drawing power may trigger deeper probing at a later stage in case of default if fraudulent limits are suspected. What do I do? You know the DP. What is DP, sir? Drawing power. Drawing power depends on inventory, work in progress, finished goods, and receivables. Am I right, sir? Minus the payables, current liabilities. I can suppress payables, I can increase inventory, I can book false sales, bogus sales. Either way, my DP will be maintained. What is in my mind? My mind is I am not taking the money and running away. I am using it for business. I need a DP. If DP is reduced, my operations will suffer. To maintain that up to the year end, I'll match by booking bogus purchases. The bogus purchases are normally linked to facilitation of the LC facility which you use. You leave indelible imprint. When I go through the LRs, lorry receipts, I can check up and tell you that lorry number is a bogus LR within 1 minute. And I'll book you in spite of the fact that you have not diverted money out of the company. By this intelligence, coupled with other factors, I'll try to prove that your intentions and mens rea are bad and not good. By that, the court also will accept it tomorrow because these imprints, footprints cannot be raised. Am I clear, sir? Yes. Details of documents submitted to bank are cross-checked with financials of the entity at various points of time, and differences being highlighted together with proving the benefit which is obtained and concluding them as a fraudulent activities. There are several live cases which I am personally dealing with where those are being unearthed in the case of being investigated by investigating agencies, bank fraud cell, ED, etc. Further, when the stock, their value is enhanced, those managing due to bogus purchases also resort to bogus purchases mostly through LCs. These will be probed into further strengthening the case against the entities, their directors, and also KMPs, critical people. He's a facilitator. Suppose I'll book your purchase manager. Your purchase manager will immediately become my approver. Sir, I am guilty. I'm a small fellow. My MD asked me to do. I did not know anything. I'll become approver and give evidence against my MD. Simply, he'll become approver. How do you safeguard yourself? Very, very critical. So, impact of this is, my dear friends, all of you, my colleague professionals, industrialists, enterprise managers, and other people, please pay attention here. There is a radical change and amendment to Prevention of Corruption Act 2018. Okay? What it is done is a bribe giver also can be punished for imprisonment up to 7 years equal to bribe taker. A bribe giver is also punished with imprisonment up to 7 years. I will tell you two cases. One is income tax case. One is other case. Okay, the other case of ROC at Delhi. Like public domain, you can check up. I am not giving names. They are being prosecuted. You know, today personal privacy is a myth. Investigation agencies can tap your phone very, very, very easily. We have equipment to see. Illegal equipment of private sector also is there. We can see live your computer screen as you are typing, as you are seeing. Earlier, you used to send a mail, I used to intercept and see. Now it is no longer necessary. It is called lawful interception or legal interception. Now with that, there is a watch on a senior IRS officer at Chennai, senior officer. Unfortunately, what happened, this officer is in communication with a chartered accountant and negotiating closure of one major search proceedings. Some amount is discussed, which is all recorded by CBI, and immediately the concerned CA speaks to the company managing director Managing director says that, okay, tomorrow I'll arrange. He has drawn about 10 lakhs from the bank and rest cash is arranged. It is put in a carton with a print on the carton with the address of some parcel received to the company head office. Idiotic fellows. Can't they use any other carton or a bag, sir? Convenient. Matter of fraudster will indulge in comfort, convenience. The carton of the company was produced as an evidence. So this man collects the money. This officer is doubtful that CBI may be watching. They made a 3 hours runaround in Delhi, city of Chennai. After that, when they exchanged the money, CBI arrested both the chartered accountant and the officer, and also arrested and prosecuted the company management because the cash withdrawal from the bank notes, the tax are not taken out at the time. And also the phone conversation between the officer and the company secretary or this chartered accountant and the management are produced as evidence of tapping. So how can they escape imprisonment now? Tell me.
Possible.
So most unfortunately, if you ask me, how can I do business? You and me know. I am not asking you not to business. I am telling you the risks, how to avoid them. I am not asking you to pay bribe carefully. I am telling you the repercussions under the PC Act, where you don't have any chance of defense also. Similarly, there is a case of a registrar of companies in Delhi. He is under watch and a company secretary is in telephone touch with me. They met in a hotel, star hotel. And when 7 lakhs of rupees is exchanged, both were caught. And the 7 lakhs, unfortunately, the check for withdrawing the 7 lakhs from the company bank account is signed by the managing director. So under the PC Act, MD also is booked. Simple. They can't escape. There is enough evidence. The point I'm trying to tell, this one listening to me today, be careful about it. Am I clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Don't think that you are immune, not immune. Don't think that you are sending through somebody. So this is very, very relevant to you all. Because in India, you can't do business without, I don't know, it is the greatest risk one can face in running any business. Because that means both of them are under the watch. Vulnerability risk assessment in this regard helps in identifying this more theoretical fact. As all of us are moving to fast-paced decision-making, increasing scale of operations, rapid speed, we have become totally dependent on telephones, mobiles, internet, and other communications equipment networks, which are susceptible to many vulnerabilities. If you ask me, who is your biggest nemesis and enemy? I'll tell you, my mobile phone is my biggest enemy. Nemesis. It can finish you off any time. Your mobile phone, you give me your mobile phone for 5 minutes, I can finish you off. That much data will be there in this, unfortunately, most unfortunately. So, which cannot be ignored and minimum precautions should be taken. I'll take you through them now. Communications. Digital era, is it a boon or a bane? It is a boon, but bane also. If you don't realize the bane, you'll pay the penalty. Technological evolution is making foremost among others in the matter of security risks vulnerable to in the context of increasing globalization and technological innovations. In the interconnectivity, I am recording so much data. The term disruptions is now used in more accurate sense to describe the impact of technology. Disruptive technology. Am I clear, sir? Mobile phones. I'll spend not less than 5 minutes on these mobile phones. Very, very essential. As I told you, your biggest enemy will be your mobile phone. As you might be aware, cell phone hacking or tapping being the most common threat. It is very, very easy to tap your phone, sir. Very easy. You take so many apps on your phone, and when they ask for permission, you are so impatient to bloody test the app. You give all permissions to them, your camera, microphone, data, everything you are given. You hand over your phone control to them. Am I right or wrong? How many of you read what permissions you are giving to the app? Can anybody answer my question, sir? How many of you, when downloading an app, will read the permissions and then only give the approval, accept?
No one reads it, sir.
Yeah, it is not meant for reading, your madam. It is not meant for reading.
Yeah.
First, we want to download the app. That's all.
Sir.
Whatever it is there, we want to
That's
download
all.
continuously.
Yes, yes.
It will take time. If we read all these things, it will take time. Because of that, download immediately. Whatever they ask.
Yes, Jairam, what you do, each app, there is a system called security perception rating will be there. Please read that. Each app will have a threat perception rating. You see the rating. If the rating is very high, don't download the app. If the safety rating is high, download the app, not otherwise. Number one. Hackers have gotten very creative in the ways in which you can get into your phone. Suppose, Inani Saab, if I ask you, Saab, mera phone charge ho gaya, ek baar de sakte hai, will you give me your phone or not? I'll ask you normally, Saab, you feel it is discourteous, don't give me. Be blunt. No, Sharath, I can't give you my phone. I'll give you a landline. Don't share your phone with anybody for more than 1 to 1.5 minutes. I can hack and go into your phone. I can put into certain only algorithm that will direct all the messages to me automatically also on a clone phone. 1.5 to 2 minutes is sufficient if you give your phone. And our people on the road also, a lady comes and asks you, Saab, mera mobile kharab ho gaya, charge ho gaya, kindly give me, I'll make a call. We are good Samaritan, will give. Please don't share your phone with anybody. Your life is in that. Am I clear? I'm not exaggerating. If some of you come to me, I'll show you. Then SIM cloning is being resorted to in a long way. That I'll tell you in 2 more minutes. What is SIM cloning? Government agencies are resorting to tapping nowadays in a very, very, very big way. Naresh Kelly may not be a target. The officer with whom he is interacting may be a target. Poor man, he'll be getting stuck. Legal interception being done in a big way, centralized data center in Delhi and Bangalore. Servers are installed at various places. What is legal interception? I can go into your computer so easily. I can see what all you are seeing face to face, screen to screen, and the password you are typing, it will come to you as a stars and asterisks, whereas I'll see the letters in my computer. That's my advantage.
Super.
Very easy. Show me any computer you give me, I'll get it hack and come to you. Legal interception is going on. Agencies, there is no personal privacy today. The footprints you are leaving are liable for questioning after 4 or 5 years also. Lawful legal interception, monitoring of communications of voice, data, SMS and internet is being done in a very, very big way. Analysis of call data records is being done extensively by various state and central law enforcement and investigation agencies in a very, very big way. It's pretty easy. Suppose I enter some work with some officer to Naresh. He'll do successfully. He's so excited, the moment he comes out of the room, he'll call me and tell me, Saab, kaam ho gaya. That evidence is sufficient for me to book Naresh also. And link the MD to Naresh. And MD and Naresh to that officer. Khatam. Unfortunately for you, the officer is under monitoring, not you.
Correct.
You can't suppress your excitement of having done a good job, professional job. So the risk is there. Naresh, next time don't call immediately. Give half an hour gap and call. Okay. So, second, disable. How many of you, friends, candidly, keep Bluetooth open and data open at all points of time? Your data is 24 hours open, I know. 24 hours open, I know. Bluetooth, are you keeping it open? How many of you keep Bluetooth open?
Always it's open.
Saab, Jairam Saab, if you keep Bluetooth open, I can sit next to you and drink your phone information like a juice from a straw. Only if glass is in your hand, straw is in my mouth. I can intrude. Most unfortunately, phone tap detectors are available which can be used to see whether our phone is hacked or not. This is done by installing a tap detector which would indicate when somebody is hacking or tapping. Checking the cell phone bill with average billing, if it shows unusual high amount of data usage, there is a likelihood of hacking and alarm. For example, I am very careful. 2 years back, I used to switch off my phone in the night. Why? Why I have to switch off the phone in the night? If my phone is hacked, anybody can listen to my conversation to my wife in the night comfortably. But there is a new software that has come. If that is introduced into my phone, I'll switch off my phone at night 10 o'clock. In a pre-programmed switching on, my phone will automatically switch on at 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 a.m. The data will be retrieved by whoever is taking the data, hacker, and the phone will automatically switch off by 2:30. You don't even know. When your switched off phone comes to life sometimes unknowingly, suddenly, that means your phone is hacked 100%. Am I clear? Sometimes you switch off, still it will come online. You will think that you are not switched off properly. Listen for unusual beeps, clicks, and fuzzy ambient noise. And if the mobile lights up at random times, suppose you know my mobile is in a dark mode now, it's a closed mode. If I'm pressing it now, it's opening. Am I right, sir? Correct. Suppose your mobile is switching on, opening on its own, that means the likelihood of hacking is 90%. My phone, which is closed like this, if it is opening on its own like this, the likelihood of phone hack is 90%. Please note that. Very hard time in shutting down the phone or stays lit up even though powered down may indicate that someone else is accessing your phone. Feel the battery. If it is continuously warm even though not in use by you, by internet and all that, someone might be accessing data. Shut off data network when you're not in use. You may not like me, sir. You get WhatsApp and mails. My suggestion to you is shut off the data and email, Bluetooth, and whenever you need to verify your WhatsApp and access the mail, switch it on and switch it off. There is something called as technical comfort and technical uncomfort. A comfort also brings uncomfort with that. You have to go through the uncomfortable protocol also. Am I clear about the mobiles?
Yes, sir.
A lot more is there about mobiles. I don't want to go more into that. Email communication. Very, very important. Unfortunately, in my experience, sir, if email companies charge at least 1 rupee per email, we will be much more careful in dealing with emails. 1 rupee also, Naresh, will be careful in dealing with emails. Otherwise, you email everybody, Tom, Dick, Harry, sundry, reply and all that. Adequate precautions should be taken while sending mails, particularly key management people and people. An email deleted will not be deleted. I can retrieve it comfortably. We have retrieved it in hundreds of cases, including the Sachem case CFO. We retrieved the emails to prove conclusively the fraud. VJM case, so many cases, innumerable. It's a regular established practice. Generally, it has become a norm to mark a copy in the hierarchy. Suppose Naresh Gelli is a CFO. I am the auditor. Okay. We feel great, the managements feel great to receive email copies to know about whatever is happening. And they are marked in BCC, CCs and all that, 100 fellows who are irrelevant. 3 damages are occurring. Once it is marked in CC, it is presumed that such person whom it is marked is in the knowledge. In one case we are investigating, the CFO and the statutory auditor. The statutory auditor and the CFO communicated in managing the balance sheet in a particular manner. Unfortunately, the managing director and director operations also are in the CCs. They are not really aware what all happened. Balance sheet is finalized. They signed it. It is the company went into CBI case now due to bank fraud. Now we are prosecuting the MD and director. They said, sir, it's just a copy marked to us. We did not even read the mail. It did not cut the ice. It did not cut the ice. The mere fact that you received a CC is sufficient. So, make a protocol in your companies to see that unnecessary copies are not marked in the emails, please. Am I clear, sir? Unnecessary CCs are not marked. And many places where emails are deleted, some CC fellow maintains the email, unfortunately. We don't even retrieve the deleted emails. We have to simply go to the CC fellow and retrieve the email. That's enough. To cite an example, this is another area. Careful, my colleagues from the profession of CA should be, I'll be covering it sometime next month elaborately. In any audit, there will be 4 or 5 cuts of balance sheet, Naresh. Am I right? First cut, Shishas of Naresh will do. Naresh will sit with the middle level CAs in the company. Then finally board director, then MD, then board. 5 cuts. All the 5 cut accounts will be exchanged by email. And the final cut accounts that are approved by the board of directors will be entirely different from the first cut of balance sheet, and various items of observations are dropped in the final cut balance sheet, and you don't record the reasons and the justifications for dropping them. I can come and prosecute you for fudging your balance sheet successfully, all of you.
Right.
4 or 5 balance sheets are there with you. You don't record the reasons for dropping them. The final version contains different numbers altogether compared with the initial versions. Unless those are justified with reasons and documents, they will clearly provide clear evidences of changing, manipulating fabrications. I am so many cases. What all today I am talking from the practical experience I have witnessed and faced. Okay. Nobody is asking any questions here.
There are some questions, sir.
Okay, done. You can compile and tell me later.
Yeah.
Okay. Deleting mails, adequate precautions to be taken. It becomes mark a copy, I told you. Deleting mail, presuming that no one would notice it, will fail. Example, Sachem case and Kingfisher case. We retrieved the deleted mails of the CFO and the managing director. In one of the mails of the personal mail ID of Vijay Mallya sends to his CFO, stating that a CFO sends a mail to Vijay Mallya, sir, SBI is declining to release 25 crores to Formula One Racing, saying that it is a non-related business. Arey, what? Hell with them. He used a more harsher word. You do one thing, book the 25 crore expenses of KAL and ask them to approve the bill. In 2-line email, Kingfisher managing director Mallya, he is authorizing a fraud, fudging the books, fabrication of the accounts, and overstating the assets. 2-line email. The repercussions are not perceived by Mallya in 2009 when he is communicating to his CFO. See the impact. 2 lines only, sir. That is enough for me. Other such communication, WhatsApp also. Sir, tell me, how many of you will agree with me? End-to-end encryption. WhatsApp is having end-to-end encryption?
Yes.
Yes, it's a fact. But how many of you see your settings and see whether WhatsApp data is being backed up to your Google Drive or Gmail account? How many of you know? It is automatically uploaded unless you stop the uploading. Only thing is the periodicity is mentioned there, daily, weekly, monthly, never.
Correct.
Go and tick on the never. Otherwise, all your idiotic WhatsApp data exchanged with wife, girlfriend, CFO and PEP, everybody will be uploaded comfortably into your drive and I have to just retrieve it. That's all. Delete for everyone feature. Even if you delete for everyone feature, if the update happens in between your deletion and that, it will be recorded on the drive. It will not go. This is not supported by WhatsApp. There is the answer for the above is no. There are even apps like WhatsApp removal, which helps in users, but they are not officially supported by WhatsApp. It should be noted when these type of apps are available for you, there are absolutely no restrictions when these are accessed by statutory agencies. They can access. Regarding backups, even though one is deleting from the WhatsApp screen, based on the settings, background backup is being done, which may be either in Google Drive or your Gmail or Yahoo account. Be careful while messaging and forwarding messages. Suppose Naresh sends me one very dangerous email message inciting communal tension. I'll forward it. I can be booked for propagating communal strife. Don't forward message just like that. WhatsApp itself will take 1 hour, sir. We are such a slave to WhatsApp. If I want you to catch you, I told you I want a phone. I don't go through your call data, sir. I'll go through your WhatsApp data first. WhatsApp data. And in WhatsApp data, whoever is objectionable these days, profile pictures are also changed regularly. And WhatsApp intimates me whoever changed the profile picture also. My wife also will see, not only me, isn't it? So, Wi-Fi vulnerability, this is also another important thing. Naresh, how much time I have?
Half an hour, sir. 45 minutes.
Half an hour I'll cover. I can take questions also. Sir, tell me, Ramakant sir, I want a question to you. I'll come to your house. You give me, offer me a cup of tea. It is an earlier courtesy. What is the current courtesy?
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi password also. Am I right?
Yes. Wi-Fi.
Chai ke saath, Wi-Fi password also. If you share Wi-Fi password to me, use some of your data. If I'm a very selfish fellow, I'll download a big file from your house so that I'll not download from my house.
Correct.
Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong, sir?
Yeah, correct.
Correct. Okay. Do you know what I can do with your Wi-Fi password of your house? And there is another thing I have to tell you. Again, frank answer. How many of you changed the Wi-Fi password of our home network in the recent past? Never changed.
Never.
There is no necessity. Your house here. Am I right or wrong?
Correct.
If you share your Wi-Fi password with me, I can do 5 things. Do you know what? I can access all other devices your house Wi-Fi is serving to. I can access and see what data Naresh Gilli is visiting after 10:30 in the night while everybody else in the house sleeps. I can monitor your usage. I can send data from your Wi-Fi, from your IP address. I can watch you on your own webcam. I can play music on your computer to tease you. Watch you through your own webcam TV, and all our TVs are smart TVs. Tell me, Naresh, again, friends, another frank question. We all see night TV up to 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. We have remote in our hand. We switch off the TV to red color button, power off and sleep. Am I right or wrong?
Correct. Absolutely.
Do you switch off the power at the source or you switch off with the remote? You tell me.
Only remote.
Because you are on the bed lying down. By that, with my Wi-Fi password, I can activate your webcam, TV camera, and record what you are doing in your bedroom. I can listen to what you are doing in your bedroom. Very easy. Easiest thing to do. I can record entirely what you are doing in your bedroom with your TV camera. Provided what I want?
Only network.
No. I don't want your network. I want a Wi-Fi password along with the key.
Correct.
That's all. Immediately go home. Don't share your Wi-Fi password as a courtesy. In the office also, same thing can happen. Somebody comes to Sharath Associates. We'll share our Wi-Fi password. They can access my server and entire 30 computers working on and take out data and manipulate the data entirely.
Correct.
It will be so easy. Is it believable or not?
Definitely possible. Yeah.
Not possible. It is being done.
Done. Yeah.
It is being done. Don't say possible, sir, Naresh.
Correct.
Okay. So in the office, can install a background program that would send your keystrokes and logins continuously.
Oh.
Continuously. Earlier, to observe your keystroke and login, I used to bribe your servant who is cleaning in the morning and put a pen drive behind your computer. Now I need your office login Wi-Fi password. That's enough for me.
That is all.
So in case you have to give in case you want to provide guest facilities, discourteous, provide a separate standalone Wi-Fi router for guests alone.
Oh.
Don't mix your commercial router with the guests. Disable auto connect option. On your phone, most unfortunately, I'll go to Naresh's house or Naresh comes to my office. On the Wi-Fi, there is an auto connect option. Most of you don't switch off. You go to that connect, automatically it will connect. Don't do that. It is the riskiest thing it can happen to you. Disable, never use hidden open networks. Airport is one of the riskiest. Never reuse passwords for Wi-Fi. If essential, provide a separate standalone. So the biggest risk you can run in your organization is sharing a simple Wi-Fi password, which you will do on a daily basis. All friends and colleague professionals also, please change the password immediately after going home. Immediately change it. You would have shared with somebody. His intention may be good. There is another thing. Naresh is a good person. Suppose Naresh's phone is hacked. You can hack my host phone also. That's enough. Now, data breaches. You know, Marriott breach, Facebook breach. Facebook has one of the biggest safety measures in the world. They could be breached. Okay, British Airways breach. You know, the list is endless. There is no system of security concept of the data with us in our companies. We can breach any data very comfortably. Okay, unlike earlier days, there is no room for leisure planning as government is very proactive in breaching. This is particularly relevant from accounting perspective. Earlier, depending on the profit arrived, people used to plan for reducing the tax or enhancing the profit for loan borrowal purposes. Same case with tax assessment where they use act first and then plan if they notice any scrutiny. Both. You fabricate a lot of documents to submit to the scrutiny, you will be leaving footprints. Now it is that comfort is no longer available as government is equipped with the latest information gathering system. The cross-checking, please see the following slides wherein they are displaying for financial year 2019-20 figures and seeking compliance. This is live, I have taken 3 days back. This is the income tax department live, sir. E-campaign, that is the data. Then this is the e-campaign number 1, mail. Then this is what? Export shipping, your data is there with them. Exports, customs shipping, your data. Your company data is with the income tax. This is a screen from the IT department I have taken. Okay, now, above message is received through SMS a week ago from income tax asking you to check the portal under compliance segment. Once checked, these details pertain to current year. They pulled the data live from customs and GST returns and sent you a message that your data submitted to us is not matching, your 26 AS is not matching, pay immediately. When they can set it routinely during the search, do you know what they can do? Naresh.
Correct.
In the searches, atrocious data is getting caught. Having been given the numbers showing high value sales, they are seeking correct advance tax now. They are using only for advance tax. You can imagine what they can use it for. This is how departments are proactively working, and corporates must gear up to the speed, else underlying risk will be very high. At one point of time, investigation agencies can access any bank account anywhere in the country. Now, with certain cases, it is restricted to any bank accounts related to that case. Now, anyway, I can access Naresh Kelly's current account and SB account both. So your footprints are very, very, very glaring, blatant, and indelible. That's what I'm trying to tell. Okay, sir. This is another thing. Avoid, suppose, Naresh sir, I'll ask Naresh Kelly for income tax returns of his Xerox copies. I observed Xerox copies you will not share everybody. You share only with 2 people. 1 who asks for them, 2 who don't ask for them. You share only with 2 people. 1 who ask for them, 2 who don't ask for them. Any number of Xeroxes, income tax return, GST return, A return, O return. By simply taking Naresh Kelly's income tax return copy in Raddi, last year's return, before last year's return sufficient for me. It will give me 8 types of data. His name, DOB, father's name, bank account number, PAN number, etc., etc. With that PAN number, go to Gujarati Gali, I can make another PAN card with 150 rupees, only 150 rupees. I'll open a bank account in the name of Naresh Kelly, operate for 6 months, take a personal loan showing his income tax return, which can be verified by them in the income tax website. His income tax is showing 20 lakhs, they'll give me 3 lakhs personal loan. Naresh even doesn't know this process is called identity theft. If you share, there were cases where when you let out your house, in one case, Naresh, the gentleman coming as a tenant, Hyderabad only, in Masaptan, he requested, sir, my lawyer want to see the Xerox copy of your title deeds so that my company will approve the lease rent to you. This man gave the Xerox copy of the title deeds. This man enters his house as a tenant. He will go to Koti with the Xerox copy. The Telgi stamp papers are still available with beautiful calligraphers in Charminar. They made a duplicate document in the purchase of Naresh Kelly's photo. They affixed my photo with his name, PAN number, address, everything, including the fabricated Aadhaar card. And he prepared the original documents, pledged in a bank, took 30 lakhs loan by staying as a tenant. When they came for inspection, he is there to show the house. He said, I am the house, I am staying self. The poor owner is not even aware till the house is seized by this fellow went away without paying rent. The house is seized. Then it transpired that the tenant ostensibly has taken the Xerox copies of the original documents, prepared another original set of documents, replacing the photo of the owner with himself, went to a bank. He didn't sell the property. He could have sold. He only mortgaged it and took 30 lakhs and ran away. Criminal case. So don't share your duplicate copies of any documents with any unauthorized personnel. Am I clear, sir? Risk-based internal audit system in the company documents also should not share. That is the risk I'm trying to tell. Not only individual, KMPs, directors, company documents, everything there is a risk. I can fabricate in no time. Be aware by email hacking, mimicking frauds. This is a current trend. You would have read in newspapers. Pokarna Granites. Maybe he is your member. Pokarna Granites. Is he your member, Naresh?
Actually, we have 5 panels, sir. I'm not too sure. Maybe
he's your member. He's a senior man, Gautam Chand Jain.
Right.
It's a newspaper I'm quoting. Newspaper report only, 5 days back.
Okay.
His company, there is 2 types of hacking. I can hack the email of the company who supplied goods to you, and he receives an email telling that my bank account is changed. Don't remit proceeds to this bank account, send to the new bank account. These people have sent $110,000 to the bank account already. Now case is booked. That is, there are 2 frauds in this. One, hacking the supplier's account. 2, they'll hack your account and send a mail to your purchaser, your supplier, telling them to send the money to their account. Both frauds are occurring. They also sometimes mimic the company, SMS Pharmaceuticals, PHARMACEU, CAUTICALS. You will receive a mail from CFO at the rate of SMS Pharma CAU. You don't even notice it.
Correct.
My bank account number is changed. So the protocol for all the companies and the colleagues here is, whenever you receive any such email asking you to pay to a separate account, other than what you are paying regularly, immediately, directly bypassing the email, communicate with the company, confirm, both in a separate email to separate account, and then only pay.
Correct.
Otherwise, these frauds are increasingly occurring. A lot of my pharma companies lost money last year. Why I mentioned Pokarna Granites is it happened 5 days back. It is in the public domain, newspapers, $110,000. So SMS Pharmaceuticals is a listed company. In 2018, they lost 3 crores. Luckily, I was sitting in their office. I could immediately talk to the command control center in Delhi, could block the accounts except 20 lakhs.
Okay.
Within half an hour, 2 crore 80 lakhs we recovered.
Wow.
Normally, it is not recovered. It will go out of country into 100 accounts. It will be spreaded. You are lost. So this is to check the robustness of existing control test. If you give me your system, Naresh, there is a Tiger Trail test, TTT. What is it called, sir? TTT. You give me, I intrude into your system. If your system vomits me out and repels my attempt to intrude into your system is robust. If your system accepts me, that means your system is weak. You should conduct a illegal test that is called tiger trail test. Intrude, attack. If the attack is successful, you are a failure. If the attack is a failure, you are successful. You got my point, sir? So this will tell you your robustness of your data and your systems. Please check that immediately. Make it a routine habit. Do it once in a quarter. Once in a month is a better bet also, according to me. Mind you, once again, I am exaggerating. I am not asking you to look over your shoulder round the day. Make it a habit. Make it a protocol. Whenever you receive a mail asking you to pay to some other account other than routine, instruct your accounts people to immediately highlight to director, to immediately call the company directly. Don't pay. Simple.
Correct.
Banking app. As at individual level of directors and KMBs, do change your CIBIL score. Check your CIBIL score. What is happening, I observed, the company and the other companies, there is some irregularity. 2 years back in the bank, you have come out with 3 years back, 1,000 rupees overdue, your CIBIL score is low. It happened to me. I didn't go for a loan for 5 years. After that, when I applied for a loan or credit card, they said, sir, your CIBIL score is bad. My daughter's loan, where I was a guarantor to SDFC, there was a liability showing 400 rupees. They gave me no due certificate, but they failed to upload to CIBIL. They are showing my liability. I mean defaulter, and my CIBIL score has come down radically. I said I'll prosecute the bank, and then I got it rectified, but the damage is done. Check it. Wherever mobile net banking is utilized, ensure that this particular account was low minimum balance. Sir, mobile banking is a fashionable thing. Okay, agreed. But my suggestion, strong suggestion to you, knowing about the security aspects in our mobile banking, the security aspects, you may compromise, your bank may compromise, your Wi-Fi may compromise. If I go through your Wi-Fi, I can access. Correct. What I suggest is maintain an account which is unconnected to mobile banking and maintain normal average balance only in mobile banking account to safeguard your money. Even if your account is hacked, your account loss will be restricted to 1 lakh, 2 lakhs. Similarly, credit cards. Naresh, what is your credit card limit, Naresh? Approximately.
3 lakhs, sir.
When did you ever use for 3 lakhs?
No.
You never use for more than 50,000.
50,000.
Reduce your limit to 50,000 immediately. Because once your account is compromised, I will draw 3 lakhs.
Right.
Many of us feel false pride in having higher credit limit which you don't use at all. I have 5 lakhs limit sometime back. I discontinued. The fellow said, sir, it is a platinum card, sir. I said, I don't want. I never used in my lifetime more than 25,000 a month. So my restriction is 50,000. Restrict it. Similarly, in enterprises where there would be bidding through tenders, there was a peculiar case given to me 3 years back. Sir, my tender data is being leaked. I feel you check our employees. What happened? 100 crore tender. This fellow bids 95 crores. The other fellow, competitor, bids 94 lakhs 80,000. 94 crores, 99 lakhs 80,000. 20,000 difference.
Oh my God.
Too much of a coincidence. Do you know what happened when we checked up? Employee is not compromised. His account is hacked by spending only 2 lakhs of rupees. They are seeing his tender figure and quoting exactly 20,000, 1 lakh less.
Oh.
Do you know how we solved the problem? We simply established a computer without internet connection ever. Prepare tender documents on them. Take it with a pen drive. Upload it 5 minutes before into the account. Right. So your system, which should be secure, handling other data, should never ever be connected to internet. Am I clear, sir?
Yes.
Any sensitive data you're storing, that's one system should be there in the entity which is not connected to your server, not connected to internet ever. Ever. If you connect once and Trojan horse goes in, when you connect next, Trojan horse will tell. Naresh has done all this in the last 1 month. Okay. I think I'm coming to the end. We can take. The future trend is that several risks are increasing scale. As and when some risk mitigation plans are in place, those might be effective for limited period only. What I am telling you today is not valid for 2 years or 3 years. Naresh has to call me next year also. Risk is always in dynamic and evolving mode and not in a static mode. Am I clear, sir? So be aware of the latest risk, threats and perceptions and prepare yourself and your enterprises. So, and there are 2-3 things more I want to mention here before I take the questions, Naresh. 2-3 things. So what I am trying to tell you, don't be worried about what I told you. Make it a habit to safeguard yourself. Make it a habit to secure your data, secure your assets, and make list of the things you have to do on a continuous basis. Upgrade your security systems both at the workplace and at the home. Make it a continuous habit and evolve. This is what I want to tell you and share with you. I hope I succeeded in giving an overview of the risks to the enterprises and the KMPs and the directors. And anybody, any questions, Naresh, you can tell me. Can I see directly? I think I can see.
Yeah. One second, sir. Sashnim-ji, were you able to list out questions?
What, Mr. Gelli-ji?
Some Suryanarayana Karedla.
Sir.
Want me to read it, sir? Sharat, sir?
Please, madam, please.
Okay. Suryanarayana Karedla has asked, what is your opinion that unless auditors are appointed by related independent body for all organization, whether private, public, government, bank, insurance companies, etc., whether frauds can ever be significantly reduced?
Yeah, he got a valid point. This is a $1 million question which is making rounds. The appointing, I can't write against the appointing authority, but with the earlier I am conniving with the management because there were no risks now. Now, immediately Chartered Accountant's office also is being raided. They are being prosecuted. This is not a full solution, but this solution, All India database of auditors and appointment, is the best solution, but it will not be implemented in India. But severe prosecutions that are resulting today of the Chartered Accountants are keeping CS on toe and not permitting them to indulge in that scale of frauds which was happening earlier. That is what I'm feeling today. But the best solution is what you suggested. It will not happen, but nevertheless. Yes, madam. Next.
Yeah, the same person has 2-3 questions more, sir.
Yes, madam.
Statutory audit, I feel, should be done on a quarterly basis and not on a yearly basis. Leave alone limited review to get a feel, as well as movement in quarters may help in unearthing or reduce frauds. If
agreed, but the size of the company is also very important. All companies can't afford to have, and all auditors need not do. The size deserves, like large listed companies are quarterly, but a company with 100 and more crore turnover can certainly adopt it, provided your firm also is geared up for that. It's a good size, sir.
Yes, sir. So the third query he had raised is branch bank audits are done on 3 to 4 days basis instead of quarterly basis for at least 15 days, which can help in continuous monitoring for over a year, will enable better understanding and also establishing relationship with whistleblowers in unearthing frauds, if any.
I covered this earlier in the bank audit seminar. Narration all coordinated. This is a fact. 3-4 days is given to you due to lack of time and intentionally also. Let us not go into details in the open forum. I'll share with you separately. And he says independent body should appoint auditors on a monthly basis for special audits. That is a good suggestion. Practical or not, let us see. There should be a panel, but panel has to do justice for giving data and work to everybody. Sorry, work to everybody. That's what is the thing. Yeah.
Okay, sir, we are taking second question from Mr. Surya Narayana.
Yes, ma'am.
As you had elaborated that there are 125 statutory requirements, a businessman to satisfy those to do his business smoothly. He has to book such expenditure with some other head. the government officers are collecting to retain their positions.
Yeah.
Their bosses will demand from them. Ultimately, some connection to political bosses, but all the investigations will not be done up to the final stage. This is opinion of average citizen of this country. What is your opinion, sir?
He is absolutely right.
He is absolutely right.
And I concur with him
Yes, sir.
totally. Only thing is, I have my own restrictions having working with government. I can't reply. But what all I can say, there is no perfect solution for that. The top policy bosses will always escape. The process of containment through Anti-Corruption Act and other acts will go on. But I concur with him. I'll talk to him separately. I concur with him. That's all I can say at this juncture. Because there are restrictions on my replying certain things at this juncture. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. So, one Mr. Anand has asked about the details of Tiger Test Trail.
Yeah. Tiger Trail Test, TTT. Tiger Trail Test. Yeah. The details are, it is nothing but a legal permitted intrusion to test your robustness of your system. I intrude illegally. You will not give me your password. I want to make a one purchase entry showing that you are liable to me for about 1 crore of rupees. Okay, if I succeed in entering 1 crore liability to you, which originally is not there, your system is very weak and not robust. If I don't succeed, your system is resisting. It is called popularly in a crude manner, it is vomiting out. Whatever is not desirable is vomiting out. Yeah. Yes, madam.
Okay, yes, sir. Next question is Mr. Premnath Deggala. He's asking, sir, under PMLA, the burden of proof lies on the person who claims that the proceeds of crime alleged to be involved in money laundering are not involved in money laundering. Many
Yes.
transactions come under the scheduled offenses like IPC for banking diversions, financial accounting frauds, etc. What risk mitigations to be taken by Companies Act, the Director's Responsibility Statement?
See, unfortunately, that act is drawn in such a way, drafted in such a way that you have to prove you are innocent. I told you 3 acts. In this case, other than going through the compliance rule and making sure that you match everything regularly on a continuous basis and not taking perceived and unperceived commercial risks, you can't cocoon yourself from that risk. It's a big risk, according to me. PMLA risk can come to you in any form if you are totally clean only in your transactions, particularly purchase and sale transactions at least, you'll be more safe. Capex transactions also. What all is left with you is to play with only expenditure and nominal things. Nobody likes that. They want to play a little larger game. Okay. So he's right. Degala is very, very renowned authority. He can ask me all more intelligent questions. What, Naresh?
Okay,
Yes,
there's
madam.
one more question from Vijay Kalimcherila. He wanted to know what is the process for empanelment with ED, CID, and CBI for CAs with CAFD qualification. So there's one competitor coming for you, sir.
No problem. Please, most welcome. No. There is more work for anybody, everybody. I always welcome. You know, I'm 61 now. I'm not a lone wolf, but I can claim credit for making this popular and making industries and colleague professionals aware of the risks. That I can claim. The competition is most welcome. I'll become more healthy. Without competition, I'll go rot. Yes, madam.
Ms. Tasneem, please don't raise such question. It is for trade and industry, audit related and appointment, empanelment. Please avoid my request. Trade and industry people won't like it. Please filter the questions.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Done, sir. Thank you. I had covered almost majority of the questions, sir, which are relevant.
Chat mein a few questions were there.
Yes, sir. Just.
Suryanara Karedla asked me, cyber frauds have recently become order of the day. Yes, OTP data. No, they can't just hack. You can have systems. Your what should I say? Bluetooth should not be on. Your data should not be on. Bluetooth is the door which opens the entry. If Bluetooth is off, it's very difficult to enter into data unless you hand over the phone to him for 1 minute. For me, if you give your phone to me for 1.5 minutes, I can easily go into your computer. Even if a computer is burnt, it seems that element from where data can be retrieved. No, your hard drive, if it is not damaged, I can retrieve any data through forensic specialization. Your computer is irrelevant to me. Your hard disk is important to me. What is the process of encrypting your day-to-day Word files, Excel files? Pretty soon, lot of online tools are available for encrypting, sir. But no encryption is totally safe. No encryption is totally safe. That much I can tell you. It can be safe from the normal perusal. Yeah. Any other questions, madam?
Sir, there is one question from Mr. Ravi Mandavilli. He says, how do one inculcate risk in absence of risk culture in majority of Indian corporate? He is from, he's a risk consultant from Sydney.
Naresh?
Is my voice clear, sir, or is there any break?
No. Can you repeat again, please?
Yeah. How do one inculcate risk in absence of risk culture in majority of Indian corporate? He is Mr. Ravi from Sydney.
Okay. No, you see, I tell you two things. Most unfortunately, our Indian system, we work in a different manner. Unless your network is hacked, you don't take care about network. Unless your company is levied a penalty, you don't take care about avoiding the penalties. So our reaction system is more than proactive system. We should come to proactive mind and consider that tackling these risks is also part of the positive nature of the business only. It is not negative nature. I spoke to many people, Naresh. They say, sir, this is unnecessary expenditure. This is unnecessary effort. Boss, when your life is in threat, you have a beautiful car, Naresh.
Correct.
You have a beautiful car, Audi car. If brakes are not there, what will be the use of your car?
Correct.
You should be able to control your car, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brakes may not be major part of the car, but most essential part. Your accelerator, your speeding to 140 km, your cushioned seats and whatnot, AC is not useful if brakes are not there. These risk perceptions and handling them is like good brakes. You must have a good brake, without which don't take the vehicle out at all. Don't do any business without risk perception and risk coverage. That's my advice to anybody.
With a similar, maybe the answer which you gave, similarly one member, Mr. Prem Kankari also says, true businessmen should engage in complying all these and not devoting any time in productivity activities or employ several professionals to comply and incur prohibitive cost which will leave anything for him.
Yeah.
But compliance is requirement, otherwise we can't.
Unfortunate, sir. It is unfortunate. You see, in a very large forum, there was a question asked to me. Very investigative officers, I'm teaching. He said, sir, you are signing the balance sheets. Can you haath chati pe rakh ke bol sakte hai? Are they correct? He caught me badly. I said, no. Then he said, sir, you are admitting you are signing a false balance sheets. I said, 1 or 2% variation. I don't mind. And I am facilitating. I know I have to turn a small blind eye. MD travels with his wife and books the airfare into the company. How I am bothered? As long as he is not selling away the car of the company. So, whether you have to take a pragmatic approach, you have to face them. The only thing is now the time has become ripe for you to see. If you don't see, you face the risk and music. That's what is the time now.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sir, your camera is off, I think.
Yeah. I switched off because I thought data, there is a disruption.
Right. So I think all the questions are covered, sir.
No, Subramaniam, my student is there. He asked me Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Boss, cryptocurrency, we are investigating a large case. I'm proud to announce that the first case of successful cracking of cryptocurrency in India is handled by us just about 10 days back. My Bombay partner and me, we handled jointly for ED of Mumbai. But half of it is done more by luck. What happened? In the CC mail system, they deleted all emails. One of the CCs they marked to somebody, they failed to delete. That opened the door for us.
Okay.
The door, we could detect about 200 crores of cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrency is a platform-based currency. It's like a digital signature-based currency, which each rupee will be uniquely numbered. You can't replicate it. Okay. Bitcoin is one of the brand. Cryptocurrency is the technical normal nomenclature. There are various types of USDT. So many types of cryptocurrencies are there. Bitcoin being the first one is more popular. Now a lot of money laundering is occurring through Bitcoin. A lot of corrupt officers are collecting money through Bitcoin. A lot of business people are hiding their money through Bitcoin. When we meet next year, provided Naresh thinks it fit to call me again, cryptocurrency will be major risk. I'll be telling you how not to handle that. In case you handle how to handle that. It is a major item evolving now, Naresh.
Right.
Yeah.
I think.
Yes.
So there's one more question asked by Mr. Surya Narayana. He is inquiring, when a computer is burned, is the data
I
still?
told him already. I told you. It's a hard disk that matters to me. If computer is burnt and hard disk is intact, I can recover. If the hard disk is also burnt, I can't. He actually, no. He's thinking of burning the computer. He need not burn the computer. He has to burn the hard disk. He's wasting money.
Okay. Is there any process of encrypting our day-to-day Word files, Excel
I
files?
told you, there are a lot of tools available, madam, online. There are a lot of tools available online. You can encrypt, you can read it. It is in public domain data on day-to-day. As long as you are conscious, you can encrypt very easily. Very easily.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think most of it is there, sir.
I think the same repetitive questions, sir.
Correct.
Yeah, that's okay. That means we need not cover again. Repeat question. I think, Naresh, broadly, I wanted to give an overview today without going to specific details of the specific cases. I think I succeeded in that, hopefully.
Sure. That's really wonderful, sir. We had a great event. I think, sir, we had a wonderful session with more than 450 members participating from far and wide. And I'm also surprised to see a delegate coming from Sydney. It was an excellent coverage. Thank you very much for accepting and being part of this webinar. And also like to thank the President for accepting my request to invite you as advisor to the Chamber, the Corporate Laws Committee, and thank you for accepting. Also thank all the members for participating in this webinar, and had a wonderful interaction on the, yes, sir.
One more thing, any of you face any trouble in these hackings and the statutory authorities, etc., feel free to contact me. No, don't hesitate. I pray that you should not get into trouble, first of all, but in case there is a trouble, feel free to contact me.
Yes, sir. With your experience, I think solution also is very fast. We should not get it.
Thanks, Naresh.
So, thank you, sir. I request Tasneem Sharif, madam, to propose the vote of thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. That was not only a burning topic which Sharad sir has taken through. He was a showstopper for all of us. He kept us glued continuously for 2 hours. We couldn't even move from our seat. That was an amazing session, sir, to start our committee first session for the year. Okay, generally there's a quote which says that you cannot be successful in business without taking risk. But after listening to your session, we cannot take risk, statutory risk and cyber risk. Thank you so much, sir. It was a wonderful session hearing to you. And finally, I wanted to thank all the MC members, the President, Mr. Ramakant Inani, Vice President, Mr. Bhaskar Reddy, Senior Vice President, Mr. Bhaskar Reddy, and Mr. Anil Agarwal, Vice President, and yes, our own Chairman, Mr. Naresh Gelli, and Mr. Meela Jayadev Garu. And yes, CEO Khyati and all the panelists, the entrepreneurs, the attendees who were glued to the session. And yes, the most important backbone, our FTCCI team who made this session possible.
Yes,
thank you.
Thank them also.
Thank you so much.
Them also.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Enlightened
Thank you, Sarath sir.
session, and we are very grateful, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Naresh. Thank you very much.
Namaskaram, Naresh. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.